Hey, welcome everyone with Python with DSA course. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about data types, operators, keywords, syntax, declarations, if-else conditionals, and print function. Before discussing those topics, I hope everyone has installed Anaconda. If you haven't installed, please go below description and find the link, watch the video and download the Anaconda. Now let's start the Spyder application. Just go to the search box and type Spyder and you can find the application there after Anaconda has been installed. You will find a small tutorial. You can go through it if you like or just skip it. After going through the tutorial or have skipped it, you will find a temp.py file, and this .py is an extension for Python files. If we wrote any script using Python, it should be saved using .py here. So this is the temporary file which will be given. I want everyone to open your local disk D or E, anything which ever you are comfortable. And I need everyone to create a folder called Python Journey. We will be saving our all files in this folder, and I will be also sharing the link, whatever script have been used in the video or the lecture. I will be posting it in the description below. And you can find that link, copy paste it, and run in your own systems whenever you like. Now let's get into the topic operators. There are different types of operators. We are going to start with arithmetic operators, and the whole list of different type operator is given in the Google link here. I will be sharing this link so you can visit this website and have a look at all the operators. And I'm not going to go through every operator. I'm going to go through some of the examples. You can practice the rest of the example, which will be similar to what we practice now. Let's get started with the addition subtraction first. And this side, left side, is the editor, and this side is the console where the output will be displayed or the input will be taken by the user from here. And I will be sharing the type of operator in the right side tab here. While I will be explaining, the operators slide will also be shared or displayed here, so you can have a look. Let's started with arithmetic operators. First one is addition. 1 plus 1. And if you run the script file, it probably may run, but it won't display anything. See? So you have to run it by cell by cell. Yeah, run cell option, control plus return. Now it will be displayed as 2. Let's try division now. 1 divided by 1. Again, we have to run it by cell. By cell, it means the number it has been showing here like 8 presently. So 8 cell we are running. 1 divided by 1, it's giving a float. Next is 1 divided 1. So what this division will give the output? Let's see. So this division has given the output 1. And if you are not able to see, you can just press Control and the plus symbol in your keyboard. Then it will zoom in inside the editor. It will be visible to everyone. Now, next one is 1 divided. Division is completed. Now will multiplication. It's 2 into 8. Run by cell. 16 is correct. Now let's try double multiplication. What will happen? So these two asterisks represent exponential form. So 2 to the power 8 is a pretty much a large number, like 512, I think. Let's run. It's 256, not 512. 2 to the power 9 is 512. Okay. So next one, division is completed, addition is completed. Now we want to display it. How will we display it on the screen? Like all the numbers here you're seeing, we have to display all this. How will we display it? we will be using print statement. But even if we use print statement, this is a print statement which Python uses to display the output. Now let's run this. It will run the whole script, but we only got the last part, 2 into 8. We can display it by using 1 plus 1. I mean, you have to give a comma and then the value that you want. You can display it there. Again, now all the values will be displayed here, but we have to write it down here every time, which is annoying. I think it is annoying, like we have to write again and again. So there comes the part of the variable part. We need a variable to store the data of the output of the data we have to store somewhere. So we need an integer. So we need an integer variable. In Python, the variables are auto declarable. You just have to write down some variable name. It will be automatically taken in integer. So this is the addition of int. So we got here 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 will be stored and it will automatically typecast into integer data type. So this is a float, right? This is a float. You can take anything. A, you can take this as B, and you can take this as C equals to 2 star star 8. Now, everything, we don't have to write all these numbers again. We just have to write the variable name. 1 plus 1 is stored inside the variable var. 1 divided by 1. Uh, one single slash means is a float division, and double slash means an integer division, and double asterisk means exponential. Yes, and single asterisk means multiplication. Now let's display them in the print function again. We don't have to write all those. We just have to write var, comma, then A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D. Now all the variables that we have stored will be displayed. And see, we are getting some error called unexpected indent. So in Python, we will not be using any like close braces, close parentheses. I mean, we don't use any close parentheses, or it has a rule that every statement should start from the left side of the scope. Coming to the scope, we will discuss in the later section, but for now, you can just think as every statement should start from the left side. In Python, we end the statement without using any semicolon, but in C, Java, we use semicolon, but in Python, there is no need for that. There is also another way to check what type of variable or what type of data type it is. These are the variables where A, B, C, D. These are some empty boxes where the data is being stored from the right side values. Now, we want to know the type of the data type. So there is a type function which will display what type of data type it is. So you have to write type, enclose every variable, similar manner. So this type function displays what type of data type it is. Let's run the script. And as you can see, class int, class float, class int, class int, and class int. These are integers, right? First one is integer, second one is float. And another thing is comments here. These comments are very useful in the large development of any project. So we use comments to represent if another programmer comes for the previous project who left, then the new person won't know. So the old programmers leave comment sections so the newcomer can understand the program. So this is an integer, and these are single line comments. which we have to use hash there for single line comments. And you can also see multi-line comments above where Spyder editor, this is a temporary script file has been written. The starting and ending is a symbol above Spyder editor, and below this is a temporary script file. You can see symbols, those represent multi-line comment. And the use of comment is, it is useful for programmers to understand the script, and the comments won't be compiled or interpreted while the program has been ran. So I have written down the type of data type here, and type of operator we have used: addition operator, float division, integer division, and integer exponential. This is a multiplication here. The next operator we're going to use is bitwise operators, and you all know bitwise operators. Let's take one example of bitwise is and and or. I think you everyone remembers this, right? And or zor. You also remember zor, right? This, I think, this symbol. And or zor and left shift, right shift. These are mostly used in electronics EC, but it is also a useful part in computers. So now, if we run the program, we'll get an error because we are just only discussing this part. So let's include it in comment. Use a hash here. It will be comment down. So these are the bitwise operators. This is the data types, and this part is arithmetic operators. Okay, we'll take three examples from bitwise operators. First example, let's take 2 and 3, and in the symbol form 3. Include it in comments so it won't be interpreted in the console. So this is the example, and how AND works everyone knows. Like AND gate, you must have seen AND gate. When both values are 1, then it will be 1. First, let's convert it to the binary form. 2 will be converted to 0, 1, 0, and similarly 3 will be converted to 0, 1, 1. Now let's run it in a cell. We're getting error, indentation error. Don't forget to write from the left side. Let's run now again. We got 2. What happened here basically is, let's see, like, let's take 3 below. Okay, 3 here, 0, 1, 1, right? Now if we compare the values, the bits, I mean the binary bits of the digit, 0, 1 will give you 0, 1, 1 will give you 1, and 0, 0 will give you 0. So the total will be 0, 1, 0. So 0, 1, 0 converted to decimal, it will be 2. So this is the answer we got. Let's go into the another example. Let's use OR gate now and see what will be the answer. Using OR, run in the cell, we got 3, and this is for and for OR For or, again, compare the values 0 1. Either bit is 1, then the output will be 1. So 0 1 will be converted to 1, 1 1 will be converted to 1, and 0 0 is 0. So now 0 1 1 means 3 in decimal. So we got the output 3 here, and for 2 and 3 we got the output 2. Let's take one more example, or let's take the right shift or left shift. Let's take example of 8. 8 right shift 2. Similarly, take it in comment. 8 will be represented in binary as 1 0 0 0. This is 8 in binary. And here 2, what 2 is presenting is we have to shift 2 bits in binary. So when we shift 2 bits for 8, the binary will be converted to 0 0 1 0. This must be the answer. If you want to generate a formula in this, there is a formula for this. If you are shifting right shift, for right shift, it will be number or value divided by 2 to the power, value divided by 2 to the power n. The n here is this number of bits we are going to shift. So if you take 8 divided by 2 to the power 2, 8 divided by 4 it will be, then 8 divided by 4 will is equal to 2. You can run and see, run the cell, the answer is 2 as I have told. And for similarly for right or similarly for left shift, take 8 shifting by 2 bits, convert the value into binary. 8 will which will be 1000. Now we are shifting left this time, so the one here will be shifted by 2 bits to the left side. So we are going to shift 2 bits, take 1 and 0 to the left, and then shift, and then represent remaining values with 0. Total should be 6 values because we are doing a left shift of 2 bits, and there are 4 bits earlier. So in the final two, when the 2 bits have been shifted, total will be 6 bits. See how many bits are there now? 0 1 2 3 4 5. This is the fifth bit. 2 to the power 5 is 16 into 2 32. So the answer should be 32. You can run and see. Yeah, we got the 32 value. Now you can practice rest of the bitwise operators on your own. Next, we will be doing if else conditionals. Now coming to if else condition, let's take an example from real life so we can relate to it very much. So let's assume for a second that we have an exam tomorrow and you haven't prepared anything till today. You want to suddenly study and pass the exam. Pass the exam, but The condition here is if you study tonight, you will pass. If you don't study tonight, you won't pass. There are two choices we have, and we are representing in if it if we study, then it will happen. If we don't study, then it won't happen. Similarly, in coding, these this if and else statements are used for that purpose only. Suppose it's suppose let's take an example. And every time I write something new, assume it is an syntax of the statement. For if and else, we can follow this syntax. If we already have value var, which is equal to 2, right? If var equal to, and this comparison, while we're doing comparison, we use comparison operators. And this is the third type of operator, comparison operator. So there is greater than equal to, smaller than equal to. For now, we are just comparing variable var is equal to 2, and if it is 2, then colon, then enter. You will automatically placed below the statement if by 4 spaces from the left side. And this is the scope that I mentioned earlier. If you are using on the scope from the start, this is the global scope. When we start at a global level. So in the global level, we use from left side only. But when we write some conditionals, or when we are using loops, or when we are using functions, we have to start after a colon, and uh, then the next statement has 4 spaces. If you observe, you can just take the space button and press it yourself. There will be 4 spaces difference. 3, 4. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can write and check if it is correct or not. Print. Yes, it is. Yes, var is equal to 2. And to end the statement, don't have to give any semicolon or braces. Remember that rule. Now let's run it and the whole script this time. Yes, var is equal to 2. And if there is a single statement, you can use like this. But if there are multiple conditions like and, we don't have to use this and symbol. We can use this alphabet and let's take another example like a, and a should be equal to 1, right? So it's the best practice to use colons, I mean brackets, if you are using multiple conditions, so it will be easy to read and it won't lead to any errors. If both the statements are true, then the print statement will execute. Else, we can take else, we can colon, then print. Above conditions are wrong. Now run the script. It is equal to 2. Let's change the value of 1 to 2. Now the where equal to 2 condition will be read. And remember, always the condition we will be checking is from left to right. First it will go to the left side here, then check it is true or not. If it is true, then it will go to the right side and then it will check. If it is false from the left, it stops there itself. It won't check the right side, because if one condition is false, it won't move any more forward. It won't move forward. So for now, first condition is true. Var equals to 2, and we are saying var equal to 2. Is it true? Yes, it is true. And now a state equal to 1 is false because we have changed it to 2 now. Let's run the script. We get above condition is wrong. So this condition is wrong. And now what we are doing is, so this is the global scope I have mentioned. So global scope variable can be changed from the local, but if you give any local scope variables, they will be limited to there itself. Like I can say var1 equals to 2, okay, and let's print that 2 where here var1, and now let's also print it here var1. By saying syntax it is right, but var1 won't print in the else statement because we have written in the if, so it is only available to if scope. It won't be available in else because it is a local scope here. Let's check that. See here we got var1 is not defined here. That's what I mean. Var1 is a local scope. It is only available to if. Let's change a equal to 2. Now you can see var1 will run without any problem. Now we got yes var is equal to 2 and this answer 2 is var1. So this is about local scope and global scope. Now let's take one small example so I can show you nested if else or nested if statements. Let's take one example of nested if statements. What I mean by nested if statements is, let it be a multi-line comment and we'll get into the next example. So now let's take a small question here. If var is greater than 1, print var1 is greater than 1, and other condition if greater than 1, and then check if var is smaller than 10. Then check if var is smaller than 10. If we have to write in this, you have to write in a similar manner. You can practice many more questions relating to if and else. You can find it on the internet. And I will be also providing you a small link for practicing if and else statements. If var equal to 1, we have to write according to question. Print greater than, greater than 1. If var is greater than 1, print var is greater than 1. This is 1 and we are doing nested if now. Other condition is then check if var is smaller than 10. Print if print var is greater than 1 and smaller than 10. Let's run the statement and see the answer. We got var is greater than 1 from the first print here. Then from the second print, we got var is greater than 1 and smaller than 10. And var is actually 2. So according to the question, this is right. You can also write it in another way. You can combine both the statements here. This is one way of doing. Another way you can combine the conditions, var is greater than 1 and var is smaller than 10. From here itself, it will be checking both the conditions in one statement. Print var is greater than 1 and var is smaller than 10. You want to use multi-quote here, or else it won't be printing, it will give you an error. Now run, you will get the same answer, var is greater than 1 and var is smaller than 10. So this is a nested if. We can do similar problems in the link that I will be sharing in the description. And I will be also sharing some examples in another video relating to if else and if else nested. And we have discussed comparison operators here also, greater than or greater than equal to, or smaller equal to, or equal to or not equal to. These are comparative operators or comparison operators. There is also one another way to write if else. Let's take the first example, this one. Let's copy this. I just want to show how to write it in a one more different way. So I have mentioned two conditions, if and else. If there is another condition after else, you have to write the syntax in this way. L if there is suppose another condition like variable also should be, or let's take another example like d. Okay, there is d here, right? D is equal to 16. Okay, let's say d. Else if d should be equal to 16. So here, if d is equal to 16, then it will print this condition and will print here d. Our conditions are wrong. This is else if. If there is any other condition, you have to write the syntax in this way. L if. If both the conditions are wrong, finally we mention else here. Else print none of the conditions met. And we can use nested if else in the similar way. You can write inside of if and else, and build a nested tree like the example the above one. Similarly, you can use else also after if condition here. So for if and else problems, there will be another video. You can watch it. The link will be shared in the description. We are going to discuss assignment operators now, and there are also two other operators, is and is not. These are two other operators, is and is not. And one more, there is one more data type, which is and is not operator. And here, let's make it a single line comment. And you can see this color set is not, else, if, if. These are all keywords. They have a reserved purpose. So we will not be using the same name for storing variables. It is not a good idea to store the value inside the keywords. So be aware of that. It is not a good practice. And even while I'm naming the variables here, A, B, C, D, this is also not good practice, but we are just doing it so it will be very simpler for explaining you guys. In the bigger companies, we have to give a proper name, and there are certain rules to write a variable name. But for now, practicing, it is fine to give any name you want, but don't use keywords. Sometimes it may cause you problems, sometimes may not, but don't use the keyword names for variables. Okay, before discussing is and is not, I want to share one more data type, which is Boolean. Boolean gives the value either true or false. I'm mentioning it here because we are going to we are going to discuss one example on this, and we're going to describe similar examples, and is not also give Boolean values. I will be showing you how they are going to give Boolean values. Let's take an example. Let's use if conditional. If, and remember, is and is not only works on variables only. You cannot compare value with value. You have to compare variable with variable. Okay. Let's take the above variable example. We have var above, this one, this var, we have an a. Let's take var and a and compare it here. If var is a, print print var and a are equal. Okay, indentation error, remember of that, remember the indentation error. This is var is a. Okay, we can also check the output of var is a in a cell by running in the cell itself, like var is a. Okay, I told it will return Boolean value, and inside the condition, like if, I will be telling one shortcut here, a simple one. If block will run to give any value other than 0, it will run, because if considers any other value other than 0 as true. Okay, for if block to be true, we are using conditions here, because if any condition is false, if block won't run. So var is a, if it is true, then if block will run. If it is false, it won't run. Either in other cases like and, we are using and, or equal to, they should all be true. If block works on the condition that the condition should be true. Now let's run the cell 53. We got false. We got false here. Okay. Now again, we can store the value inside some other variable, false or not, and let's check by using if it is returning any value, because we're giving true. We can give any value. We will just run with any value other than 0. It will run. Okay. Let's store it first. St, and let's call it temp. Okay. Okay, now this value has stored inside the temp, and remember this temp will only available after this line only. This, you cannot use this temp above there. Okay, you are defining here and using above, it won't work. It will give you error. So let's use if. You just have to give temp. Okay, see, it works. Let's check else also. If not equal, you can give not as using this symbol, not temp. It will give opposite of the Boolean value. Or you can also use this one, not temp. This will also return the opposite value. Okay, this is enough. Now let's check. For now, this is true, right? Let's make a comment of every if statement, so we can run the below script. Okay. Yeah. Now run the whole script. Okay, not temp here. Oh, okay, now it will work. Run the whole script. Now you can see it says it didn't work because temp here is false. You can see in the output it is false. I told you that if block only works if the condition is true. The condition is false here. So it goes to the else if block. So now false will become true due to not operator. So the condition has been satisfied. Now this is true. So it will print it didn't work. I also told you other than 0 you can give anything if block will run without any worry. I will take -4. It will run, see. It ran, it works. It didn't go to below condition because the first condition has been satisfied. But if you give 0, it won't work. It didn't work. See? There are questions sometimes in exams, in your college exams or some tricky questions. They will ask to run if block without using any variable. This is a method, go for it. You can also use bitwise operators for conditions because this and is different. This and the symbol and. A symbol and means bitwise operator and this one. They both are different. Okay. This and checks for bitwise operations like 0 1 convert to binary, then it adds, then sees is it satisfying AND gate or not. But this AND only checks if the conditions are true or false. Okay. And only ensures here the conditions, both of the conditions should be true. But here it checks uh, this bitwise operator and checks for only bit values. So both are different. If you want to use the AND symbol here, you will get a different result, or it may not work. It may also lead to error depending on what condition are you giving. And with this, and uh, and you can also try this is not by replacing is here. Remove this multi-line comment here and take the if variable and replace is with is not. Okay, replace is with is not. Is not is just the opposite. Is saying are you same? Is not is saying you are not same, right? That's the only difference between them. It's just the opposite of is not. You can take is as equal or is not as not equal to. That's it. Assignment operator is just storing some variable. This one, like this one, we are storing 1 plus 1 2 inside the variable var. So here the equal to means we are assigning the right side value to the left variable. Similarly, there are more other types of assignment such as equal to, such as plus equal, minus equal, and so on. Like division equal, multiplication equal, addition equal. The many other types. We will discuss one example of that. Let's take one example. Just you guys practice. Let's take box equals to 1. You can take anything. 6. Now box plus plus equal 3. This is just a short form representation. Just see, will be equal to box equals box plus 3. So previously we have box equal to 6. Now the box will add 3 there and replace with the previous value. So the box will be now 9 at the final statement. Box will become here 9 here, equals to 9. We can run that and check. Print box. Why is there an error? Okay, box. And be careful of the letters, small case or uppercase you are using. It should be the same case when you print the value. Now let's run. The box will be 9. Here is the output, which is 9. With this, I conclude the basics of Python, which are necessary for moving forward to our Python with DSA course. And make sure to follow every lecture of the Python with DSA series. Thank you all.